Okay, class, today we're going to learn about desaturation with our pictures. Keep in mind while I do this demo, things might look a little bit different because I am using my computer at home versus what we're used to seeing on the computers at school. So on Blackboard, we will click on Assignments, and then we will go down to the desaturation activity. We're going to do a practice one first with worth a little bit of points, and then we'll actually get into the desaturation project. So I'm going to click on desaturation activity, and I have my directions here. And first and foremost, to show you an example of what desaturation is, I have examples here in a folder where we have the before picture, and then we go down and see the after, where we're basically going to make the pictures black and white and then bring back certain color. So again, the before and after, taking out the color and bringing certain ones back. So for the activity, this one is good for practice, definitely worth points as I said before. We are going to click on the desaturation photo to work with. Okay, so the desaturation activity, otherwise known as the girl in the yellow shirt. This picture was a generic one, I think on Windows XP when you got it. They have the sample pictures in there. What we're going to do is we're going to desaturate this photo, meaning we're going to take out all the color and we're going to bring back just the yellows. The yellow in the flower and the yellow in the straps of her shirt. So if I go to Image, Adjustments, way towards the bottom we have Desaturate. Now this is definitely different than making it black and white, because what happens when we desaturate, Photoshop is basically keeping in its memory where the color used to be. So when we turn it black and white, it forgets the color, it changes everything to black and white. Here we could think of it as the color is hidden behind the black and white. So I'm going to go over to my tools. Underneath the clone stamp, we have a different type of brush we have yet to see. The one we're going to go to is the history brush tool. What we do with this is, just like any other brush, we have our options up top of what size we want to do, the opacity, and then all I'm going to do with this brush is go and start to color on to the flower. Now this brush is kind of big. I could get back bigger areas, but I want to make sure I take my time and go slowly bringing back the color, because when I get close to the edges we're going to get shades of blue back. We don't want that. So what I can do is make my brush smaller, and I could also zoom in on my picture and get real close to the edges of that flower. Now this will get pixelated a little bit when we zoom in, but I'll go back a bit. So I can go through and bring back and get close to the edges without bringing back any blue. I will again take my time and start to bring back all the yellow until I get that flower back perfectly. Just the yellow though. Don't want to get the blue in the background, don't want to get the green of the stem. We're just going to go. Again, it's good to let go of that mouse button when you're holding down the brush every once in a while, especially when you have it good. Because if I go and do the whole flower a little bit off track, then I need to step backwards and I lose everything I just did. So let go of that mouse button every once in a while. So I'm going to skip to her shirt, and we're going to go down and again bring back the color in her shirt until we just have the yellows back. So when the yellow's all back, what you can do is save this as a JPEG. Save it to your H drive and submit it on Blackboard under Desaturation Activity, the girl with the yellow shirt.